Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Steak and Eggs, episode 45. I am, as always, joined by Asmongold, and Emmy is not here today. She's a little sick, but I'm sure she'll be back next week. But today we have a very special guest. We have the man who pretty much started everything, our boss, TipsOut baby.
There he is. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man. Super excited to be here. I don't know about all that, but no, very excited. And I watch these every week, so it's kind of weird to be on one right now.
Who's your favorite member?
I hate all of you.
That's smart. Yeah, right decision, correct decision.
This is dope, though, man. I've been wanting to do this episode for a very long time. You were my number one guest.
Really?
Because you're a busy guy. You know, you pretty much have like no time.
We have tried to get you on the show like 5 times.
Yeah,
true.
It's been a number of times.
It's tough, man. Got work during the day, kids at night, but finally able to do it. So super happy about it.
How much do you sleep?
What?
How much do you sleep? Oh yeah.
Dude,
Damn.
once you have kids, you don't sleep. And once you have the second kid, like you don't even dream of sleep. Like it's just completely out of the question.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, that sucks.
But you're happy?
Next question.
There it is, right? Yeah.
No, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Kids are amazing.
I had to say, I saw your tweet today with that shirt on. I thought that somebody died. I did. I thought somebody fucking died, man.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? Like, what? What are you wearing?
So this is symbolic, you know?
For what?
Symbolic of me being born anew, you know?
Oh, good.
I've shed the weight of all the bullshit behind me, and now I'm a new man, so I bought this suit, and I feel like it looks pretty good.
Yeah?
It does. You've lost weight.
Yeah, a lot. A lot of fucking weight, which I'm really happy about. And I put on a lot of muscle, too, which I'm stoked about. My new bench is 235.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm stoked about.
Holy shit.
But yeah, I saw Keanu Reeves bring back homeless chic. You know what homeless chic is?
No.
No, so essentially you dress like shit, but then you put a suit coat over it, and then all of a sudden it's like you're making a statement.
Oh, so like basically Mark Cuban.
Yeah, so what you wear, but then
But a suit, yeah.
it's like if you were to put this jacket on, you would look like you were like doing something.
Well, I do that for the Games Expo, and then I put it away until the next Games Expo or the next event. Yeah, that's about it.
So I've actually always wanted to ask you this question because I don't think this has ever been talked about, but how involved were you in the making of OTK? And also, how did you get the role that you now have in OTK, which is like the mega boss?
Okay, shit. Well,
if you can talk about that.
So going back to the beginning, actually maybe a step before the beginning, I'll give you the prologue of everything.
Yeah.
So originally, I met Esfand about a month or two before I started making content, I think, back in 2017. He had just been banned from streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was streaming a private server for Classic WoW, and Blizzard would go through, you know how like every couple of years they pretend like they give a shit about this?
Yeah, of course.
Right, well this was that 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Before everybody got laid off, and there's nobody to do that job anymore, basically.
Yeah, no, nobody cares.
But yeah, so he got banned, and at the time I was actually one of his viewers. I was watching his stream, I thought he was really funny, and I'd been thinking about doing content creation. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, we should do a podcast together. Like, let's talk about Classic WoW. You know, it just got announced. We're all really excited. And he ended up saying yes, and we paired up with one of our other friends, Stay Safe. I guess Stay Safe and Esfand had been wanting to do a podcast for a while.
Yep.
And so I kind of, tagged along. And as I got to know Esfand got to know Asmon right around the same time for right around the same reason, I'm pretty sure. We had a lot of free time in 2017, basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I met Esfand, subsequently met Asmon.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like the prologue of how us three met. And obviously Asmon had relationships with the other OTK members prior to it.
Yeah.
And in June of 2020...
So we skip forward 3 years.
Skip forward 3 years. Tangentially, we hang out.
Well, we can talk, I can talk a little bit about like what happened between then, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we did you were doing the CDL, the Classic Dueling League.
Okay.
And so what happened is like then we, like me and Esfand, like we set up a dueling tournament, right? And we did this like Classic WoW dueling tournament. And so this goes, like actually extremely well. but it was like so fucking stressful setting everything up. And I was like, Tips did this whole thing by himself. How the fuck do you do that? And because, you know, we had just done it one time and you've been doing it as an entire league. It was insane. And so I was very impressed by this. And both of you, like Tips and S-Fan, were both in Method. And then Method had a situation.
You were that good to be in Method?
That's not the way that Method works.
Let's
Oh,
say
really?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we were amazing.
Oh, okay.
We were rating everything. World first. No,
Oh, okay.
They had like a content creator program, and so we were part of that at the time.
Okay. Damn, bro.
Can you imagine?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, basically we had met. I had been doing these leagues. They tried to do a tournament. They saw how difficult it was, I presume. And so eventually in June 2020, some situations happened with Method. And so myself, S-Fan, and I think Nick at the time as well was also signed to Method.
Well, Nick was basically a founding member because whenever we announced OTK, we didn't announce Nick, but we had the picture of Nick's shoes in the picture of us signing all the documents.
Yes.
And so Nick basically was a founding member, although we didn't announce it with Nick being part of the org.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Nick was announced day 1.
He was announced like day 14.
Something like that.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not sure if this is how everybody felt, but a lot of people who I saw felt this way. Was like, Asmon makes sense, S-Fan makes sense, But what was the decision with Miz? How'd that happen?
So I think that
go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
So we thought that Miz, the reason why I liked Miz is because Miz wasn't like me. Miz didn't have the same perspective on things that I did, and he did things that I didn't do. Like a lot of the things that, let's say, like S-Fan and Nick did, I also did, but Miz did something that was totally different than me. And for me, I think that having different perspectives and different strengths, that's what it's all about. And so Miz took it from being kind of just a WoW org, and he made it something a lot bigger just by being involved.
Yeah.
And so that's the big reason. And also his stream is doing well. We knew Miz, we were friends with him. We've been over to his house, etc. So there was all that too.
So it literally was inviting him because he didn't fit in so much.
Exactly.
Essentially.
The Yogg Saron card in Hearthstone?
Absolutely, where you play it and then for every spell that's cast, a random spell happens?
Exactly.
Yep.
We needed one of those. You needed that wild card. But I think in the very beginning, before we had fully fledged out our business model, there was a bit of hey, what do we want to be and kind of what's the direction the organization is going to take? And like Asmon said, Miz unlocked a completely different potential of what we could be from the lifestyle brand perspective with this just chatting content and, IRL stuff. So I was like, you know what, let's have more options and Miz can kind of help lead the way there. And yeah, that's how it gets started. So the very first message I found on my computer when it came to OTK was at the very end of June in 2020, you and I had an exchange on Twitter, very brief one, where it was just something along the lines of, hey, if you want to do anything, after all this, we should talk.
Oh, for Method, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you had been having some separate conversations with some of the other guys, and it just kind of all fell into place. Really.
Well, I had been approached by another org that had offered me an equity opportunity in the org, and they told me that the org was worth I'm not going to say how much, but it was a very large number of millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
And I was like, that sounds like a really good idea. Let's just do that. Why join this one? I'll just start my own. Fuck this. And so then after that, I started thinking about it. Then the Method stuff happened, and then everything kind of just fell into place. And this was right about the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're around the 2020s right now.
Yeah.
So you used to make content. I want to continue down this journey, but we're in the time zone now where you released a video about my sedentary lifestyle. I talked about this video before.
Yes.
Okay, that is the video that I saw that made me lose weight because you shared your story. So I am curious, how is your health going now? Are you in a better place, or what's because that video affected a lot of people, or
sounds like I need to watch that video again, man. So health-wise, I'll say this, okay? Once upon a time, I used to take my health very seriously. I used to seriously lift. I played football in high school. I played middle linebacker.
You're a huge friend.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I really, really used to be into it. I still am mentally.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, just, the stresses of life, work, family, etc. It's been really hard. I think content creation in and of itself, in many ways, is like adversarial to the concept of fitness, especially streaming.
Yeah.
And for me, ADHD Andy, of course, like probably most of us, when I play games, I get this massive dopamine rush.
Absolutely.
And it helps me just stay super connected and super invested to what I'm playing. But the second I stop, it's almost like the faucet stops and I can't get motivated to do anything.
Absolutely.
So whenever I was making content as a result, I was playing games and I would finish a stream and I just couldn't bring myself to go to the gym anymore because like all of my dopamine was like consumed basically.
Yeah.
So
I found a trick for that.
Really? Okay.
Yes, because I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think about going to the gym as if I am playing a video game to where like I do bench press, I get +4 strength. Right. So that mindset helps me a lot. But also I just play games while I'm at the gym. So like on cardio, I'll play Teamfight Tactics on my phone. And I do not get off until I finish the game. So generally I'm on there for like 35 to 40 minutes. So that helped me a lot get through the barrier of cardio. I legitimately cannot do cardio unless I'm playing on my phone. And I'm still going like really fucking fast. I'm going like 6.5 miles an hour, 7.2 while I'm on the elliptical trainer playing that shit. So that worked out really well. And then also going with a buddy to where I can talk about like games and general interest at the same time. Because going to the gym alone is just fucking miserable. It's like, do I want to play a video game or do I want to go to a gym, hurt myself, and be fucking miserable and sad and bored and lonely? So just like have buddies, go there with them, and then
No, I think it's a great idea because I go alone and it's really hard to motivate myself. But I definitely can't do it in the afternoon because again, my mana's burned. So I try to go in the morning. But I think from a physical sense, I'm perhaps not as healthy as I should be.
Yeah.
But from a mental sense, I'm definitely in a much better place.
Fuck yeah.
I think content creation, again, and you guys are superheroes for enduring this. And I just want to say this for a second for everybody watching. A lot of people say, oh my God, streaming, this easy job, YouTube content creation, this easy job. I've worked in plenty of startups. I've worked all over the world in global markets. I work right now 80 to 100 hours every single week.
Holy fuck.
There was nothing as challenging as being a content creator. So props to you guys for doing it for so long. But, being a content creator, we're constantly subjected to an audience defining your self-worth based on your viewer count or the amount of views you get in a video is freaking taxing. And I was never really able to get over that mental, hurdle while I was doing it. And it wasn't until afterwards when we started OTK and I started to kind of see from you guys, how you guys deal with the stress and how you guys internalize everything where I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes me feel a lot better and I feel like I can handle it now. But yeah.
Yeah.
Better place.
Yeah, no, that shit is crazy. It can really get in your head. I remember back in the day, I would be in my head a lot. Oh my God. Like you remember, like that shit was bad.
No, for sure.
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
Because every single time I've asked you about like, how are things going? You're just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard you bitch a single time ever.
I would say that like pre-2021, maybe, I would say somewhere around there, like it was extremely stressful. Like I was having such a bad time streaming all the time. Like, because, my stream started doing really well kind of randomly.
Yeah.
And then, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was like, oh my God, easy come, easy go, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's hard to really know like how to approach things and, to like think that you've like really done anything that's interesting or how to keep people's attention. Like now, obviously, I don't really worry about it that much. I mean, I obviously worry about it. I mean, same as anybody would, but like, it's not like it's not an unhealthy degree of fixation.
Yeah. So what was the swap for you? Why do you think it changed?
I embraced being insane. And so that's really the solution. It's like, I used to constantly try to worry about, oh, don't burn yourself out. Don't stress yourself out. Don't do any of that. And then like, I went through a number of like just annoying, frustrating, stressful situations that were just like so crazy stressful that it's like, well, it's not going to be that bad. So, I mean, it is what it is, right?
That's your secret. You're always crazy.
Yeah, I'm always crazy. That's the secret.
I think that's a good point because I went through a similar thing where like a year of my life was so fucking miserable every day. Now I'm just like, well, I got through that so I can get through this. And then I also had an idea of being miserable and being stressed and then your coping mechanism is to just do nothing all day is such a fucking waste of time.
What?
Like
it worked for me. It does work. It does. I will do nothing for a while and then I will like recover and then keep going, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is that I think that suffering and like that kind of negativity is part of life, and it's part of it, like you can't really enjoy it in the same way, but you can appreciate it for the fact that you exist enough to be able to experience it.
Yeah.
And so
Very
I try to
profound.
think about it from that perspective as much as I can, and not really worry or get upset or angry about, different situations in my life, because that's just how it is.
For sure. Yeah, I think perhaps for someone like you, doing nothing works. For me, it doesn't work anymore, man. I would just think about myself from the third person, be like, I am literally just sitting here in my room feeling sorry for myself all fucking day. I just can't do that. So I just go to the gym, go for a walk, hang out with some homies, play some fucking video games. Started playing Have a Nice Death. That shit's fun as fuck. Probably gonna play Blasphemous. Should I play Blasphemous 1 or 2 first?
1.
1?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to grind the fuck out of that. And then I'll probably finish up Sekiro and Dark Souls sometime pretty soon. I just want to get out of the way. I'm tired of people pretending that I wasn't good enough to beat Sekiro or Dark Souls 3. I'm just gonna beat it.
Because you didn't beat it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
but I could.
Damn, you sure?
Yeah, I could beat, dude, it's not even that hard. Okay, I could beat anytime I
That one
want.
before.
How many of the games did you beat, Tips? The Dark Souls games? Did you beat any of them?
I beat Dark Souls 1,
Okay.
Dark Souls 3.
The best one is Dark Souls 1.
I played Elden Ring, but it came out like in the midst of
That shit was
OTK.
crazy.
So I didn't get to finish it.
That's what happened with me in Sekiro. Honkai
Yeah.
Star Rail came out. I had to play HSR.
I love all of them. I mean, when I played Dark Souls 1 around the time you were playing it on stream,
Yeah.
and I remember I had never played a game so enjoyable. I almost cried on stream. Like legit, like tears of joy from how much fun I was having.
Like the
playing it.
moment that the credits music plays,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh my God, this just happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like almost fell into depression. I was like, oh my God, like I'm never going to find joy like this again from gaming. But then I played Dark Souls 3. And like, I think I still like the first one better,
I do too.
but Dark Souls 3, like it improved a lot of like, especially on the combat
It
side.
has better gameplay. Like
Yes. Moment to moment.
and you'll see like whenever you play Blasphemous 1, Blasphemous 1 is Dark Souls 1, Blasphemous 2 is Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like and so like Blasphemous 2's combat is fucking immaculate.
Yeah.
And Blasphemous 1, like the lore, the world building, the experience of the game is, and it's way better than the second game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way better.
100%.
Yeah. So I am also wondering, what was the idea, and if I can't ask this, let me know. What was the idea behind signing ExtraEmily?
So,
Well, we try to pick winners. And I think we've done a pretty good job, haven't we? Yeah.
She's killing it.
No, 100%.
Like she's gonna win. I know the Sugar Awards don't really mean that much, but like to some people they do. But she has had such a good fucking year, like an insane year.
I want to reveal something, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I should.
Yeah.
Maybe we cut this afterwards if we think it's a bad idea.
Sure.
Okay. For the record,
Yeah.
Miz and S-Fan were again signing ExtraEmily. I'm going to say that live right now. And it was me and Nick that was pushing it really, really hard.
And to be fair, I was more on the side of yes, but I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, my perspective has always been, you want to sign somebody else new? Go ahead, let's do it.
Yep.
Yep. So Miz and S-Fan were just like, nah, man. She does, what does she do? She used to always do like emotes, like real life emotes.
Yeah.
She'd be like, Pog, you know?
Oh God,
They're like,
yes.
that doesn't work. And I'm just like, dude, no, she's great. And Nick was like, dude, she's amazing, whatever. And yeah, so ExtraEmily, I hope you've enjoyed your success, and just know that it was me and Nick primarily that had your back.
Tips made you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Expecting royalty
Nick,
checks,
Nick
okay?
was a very big fan. Nick was a very
Yes.
big advocate. He was really trying to push for it.
Yeah.
Because I think that Nick saw someone who was happy and he was like, wow, that's incredible. And so
That's insane that you say that Miz was against it, because after she got signed, they did so much shit together.
Yes, I think, so there was a period of time when we didn't really know who we were.
Yeah.
And I think when it came to talent acquisition too, like our talent acquisition strategy, there was a time when we didn't really know what we were looking for.
Yeah.
And I think ExtraEmily had a lot of the intangibles and she had a lot of the qualities that we wanted. But, you know, I think there was a period where we were like, how can we find a talent that can fit into what we do? And we had to kind of embrace the idea that, you know what, not everyone is going to fit into what we do or who we are.
Yeah.
If they can still, you know, work alongside us, maybe that's enough.
Yeah.
And I think there was a little transition there with Emily where it was like some, you know, the perspective might have been, how can Emily work in my content? And then it became, well, how does Emily's content fit alongside everyone else's content? And I think once we got over that hurdle, it became obvious.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the same conversation we had at the beginning about Miz.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I know, Asmund, you've seen all this, but recently NIJISANJI has exploded.
Oh, God.
Oh, shoot.
Right? Where what Doki Bird was.
So, do you know anything about this?
Let's take it from the top.
Okay.
Sure,
I need a history lesson.
So there is a VTuber organization named NIJISANJI and NIJISANJI.
Yeah.
It's going to be Rip Bozo pretty soon, so who cares how to pronounce
100%.
it. And anyway, they had a talent there, and I think it was Selin. Was that the name?
It was Selin or Doki Bird or some shit.
It was Selin initially, and she had a lot of problems with the with this company. And it's like just traditional idol culture, big black company problems in that culture. You know, like just think about all of the problems that you would see in like, I don't know, Perfect Blue or something like that. This is basically what was going on. And, you know, like she was hospitalized because of like just mental problems, et cetera. And so she was just having a terrible time in this in this org. And they release a statement about her that was like pretty much condemning her.
Oh my God.
And then she releases a kind of counter statement. And then, well, one of the things that's interesting about VTuber orgs or like these, not even necessarily orgs, but like these companies is that they actually own the IP for that character.
Ooh.
So that's what happens with a lot of characters.
Yeah,
now
so
there's some
for
place,
NIJISANJI and HoloLive, they own the IP.
Yeah.
They own you're the image.
so it's not like you can't just go, you can't go and just go do your own thing. Like you have to be a completely different person. So she leaves this company, this NIJISANJI company, and then she goes over and she reprises her old role before she was part of NIJISANJI, which was called Doki Bird. And like her stream just did incredibly well. Like her return stream for that character had over 100,000 views on YouTube.
126,000
That's awesome.
concurrent viewers.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah,
And
it was
she's like
huge.
sustaining like insane levels.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's props. I mean, there's a lot of challenging things when it comes to like working as an organization in the digital space. A lot of things that would fly in like traditional media or like old school media doesn't really work here. Like we can't take a cut of your revenue. You just tell us to F off, right?
100%. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. Because like
They used to do that though, by the way.
Yeah, it used to be normal.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why there are so many VTubers who put up with that shit. Where they take cuts of their subs, take cuts of their fucking revenue, and then they barely even assist the girls whatsoever. And then once they try to leave, they take their identity.
Yeah.
Why do you think they get away with that shit?
A couple of reasons. I think when it comes to talent, there aren't a lot of tools or resources to really understand the business side of the industry.
Okay.
And a lot of talent gets into the game relatively young. You know, Soda Poppin started streaming when he was 15 years old.
Yep.
You know, different talent start at different ages. And so there's always going to be, in an industry like this that's high growth and very, you know, compelling, there's always going to be a group of bad actors that look to exploit individuals that are starting off from scratch.
Absolutely.
So I think for a lot of these girls, it's a combination of just ignorance when it comes to the space and how business works in the space. Which it's not their fault. It's just, you know, not everyone has the resources to learn about all this.
Absolutely.
I think also, just from some of the people that I've talked to that have been in similar contracts, you know, you're just so happy and grateful to be a part of the scene and to receive any form of notoriety that you oftentimes overlook certain aspects of your contract because you're just happy to be there. And so I think part of it is just that glee, that excitement of being in this space and being recognized for what you do, you know, misleads you and makes you overlook some pretty predatory contract clauses.
I 1,000,000% agree. I know a lot of people who think that if they were to leave an org, it would completely obliterate their entire career.
Exactly. When in reality, it's like there are very few organizations, and this is me maybe patting OTK on the back a little bit. I apologize, but I think our staff deserves it. I think there are very few organizations that can legitimately show that they are giving growth to talent or producing value for a talent.
Absolutely.
And it's very hard to get to that point where you can add that value.
You know who one of them used to be was FaZe.
Yeah, exactly.
FaZe, like I remember Cloak, like I remember the first phone call he had with FaZe, and like me and Nick and Train were telling him, go to FaZe.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much they pay you. You're gonna win so much with this. And he did, and it was the right call. But you're right that like a lot of other orgs don't have any sort of like real like endemic audience, or I mean, you don't like saying the word, but the clout, right? And it's like it's hard to get kind of a network of people that like really interact and collaborate with each other as well.
Absolutely. And sometimes they have it for a period of time, then it goes away, and then they're left with nothing. So for me personally, when I think about incentivizing you guys as creators, it's okay, how can we add value to Tectone's stream? Okay, maybe there are some ways we can, maybe there are some ways we can't. How can we add value to his career? How can we give him opportunities, for example, to relax one day when he doesn't want to stream anymore? Hey, we've got this new company launching. Is this something you'd be interested in? Come on, join us as a partner. Hey, we've got these new resources that we have access to. We might not be able to help you on this specific stream or this specific arc of your career, but there's something else that we can add value for. So I think it's on the business to understand the talent's needs and to plan out how they can present value to the talent long-term, especially if they're looking to take like IP rights and stuff like that. Like, in my opinion, that's just a no-go. Like, if you're doing that nowadays, you're gonna get called out on it one day, or your talent are gonna look in the mirror one day and say, hey, I'm worth it. I'm worth way more than what they're giving me.
100%.
So it's on the org to really, brainstorm ways to incentivize talent long-term.
I'm going to open this cookie wrapper and it's going to be really loud.
Go for it.
But then afterwards, I'm going to ask you a crazy question.
Okay, for sure. What kind of cookie?
Control cookie, protein.
Ooh.
Holy shit, those are huge.
Yeah, this thing is fucking massive. Okay, so here's my question. With pretty much a lot of VTuber orgs being outed currently for being scummy as shit, what is stopping you from making one?
A VTuber org?
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, honestly, I've watched enough of your stream and seen enough of the drama that results in the VTubing side of things to be like, you know what? That's not really something that I'm interested in. But I think, no, I think in terms of, a content collective, what we have at OTK is really special. And I think, just personally, my focus in terms of how we can make this organization last long-term and continue to provide, value to our creators and our team is produce businesses that have a much more, produce businesses that are more future-proof, if that makes sense. Media collectives and content collectives, just like bands, for example, they hit and then they last for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, the Jonas Brothers want to go their separate ways, or the Backstreet Boys want to do their own thing, or whatever it is. So I think, from a business model perspective, content collectives, I don't look at them as like the end-all be-all of what you should do in the creator economy. I think they're a great launching point for a brand that can then be leveraged to start up other businesses. But starting more creator collectives, it was a thought that we had talked about earlier on, but I think we're at the point now after the success of Starforge and things like Mythic and building up Mad Mushroom where, maybe our efforts are better placed elsewhere.
I get that. So, would you ever sign a VTuber? Just one? Or no?
It's something that I would strongly consider, and I wouldn't use that as a factor to make a decision against it.
Okay.
And so the answer pretty much is yes, absolutely, I would be willing to do that. Also, there are a lot of VTubers signed to Mythic. I mean, that's really the truth, and that's
they make a lot of fucking money.
Yes,
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm very glad to hear that, and that's something that we try to do as authentically and as fairly as possible. Because you're totally right that a lot of people do get totally finessed, totally get taken advantage of, and I mean, owning their character. What the fuck?
Weird
and
shit.
it's I get. It's a totally different culture. It's a different group. But from my perspective, I mean, looking in from the outside, this seems extremely predatory. It does. And I find it to be problematic. Obviously, these companies are free to do whatever they want to do. And the people that are in there can join and do that. And the truth is that big places like Vishojo, Hololive, etc., maybe NIJISANJI before this situation, they do have a certain level of clout, right?
Yeah.
And they do offer a value proposition to joining. So I think it kind of makes sense why people would feel like they want to join or they want to be part of it. But at the same time, it's clearly not good for them in the long term if they're actually successful.
for sure. And to represent the corporate side for a second, if those organizations are able to tangibly demonstrate value that scales linearly with the other side of the table, then I think they can make the case for it. Like if you told me right now, hey, NIJISANJI or one of these organizations wants to sign me as a VTuber, and they're going to do all the work and set me up, and I'm going to go from zero to an overnight success and make all this money, then I do think there is,
there's some ownership in that.
There's some ownership, and then I think they, the compensation structure, I'd be flexible with it. But the problem is that regardless of whether or not it makes sense, from a business standpoint, it just doesn't work anymore. Like in the digital age, creators are empowered. They know they're empowered. Whether or not they know today, at some point, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, those VTubers are going to turn around. They're going to be like, hey, you guys are taking way too much. So I just don't think it's not even about whether or not it's fair. I just think it's a bad business model.
Yeah, I mean, they do a similar thing with idols in Japan. Have you heard of idol culture in Japan?
Is that the prostitutes?
No.
No. Sorry. I just watched something about what are they called? Hosts. Sorry, that's what it was.
The host clubs?
Oh, okay. No, I'm not. The host thing. There was some controversy recently that I saw a video about where this lady got busted.
Yes.
Because I think I was watching one of your videos actually. Yeah. So that's what wrong connection. Apologies.
Yes, like the idol culture in Japan is like they give you a gimmick. You live as that person. You're not allowed to date publicly, at least. And then essentially when they're done with you, generally when you turn like 21, 22, they just throw you to the curb and they get more people to worship as their idols.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of similarities between that and what Hololive and NIJISANJI did. But in my opinion, right, is the dream of mine for one day for OTK to have a VTuber. I've probably talked to both you guys about this. Where there's this dude called Lord Athelstan. Best fucking VTuber on the goddamn platform. Super underrated. Super fucking underrated, right? We signed this guy, right? We get him on OTK. He's half human, half VTuber, depending on the stream, depends on what he does. But he has all the ins with all the VTubers, right? So we sign him, we get in there, then it's for an out stream. Slowly, one by one, we all turn into our VTuber avatars, right? We have the Asmongold VTuber, the Mizkit VTuber, and then bada bing, bada boom, Aethel's announced. Fucking massive fanfare. And then now that we used his signing, he's with us. But now we have the in to the rest of the VTubers because VTubers are very racist. They're very racist. They will not collab with you unless you're a VTuber. Okay?
Got it.
I mean, you've seen Fillian's game show, the VTuber only game awards. That's fucking insane. And the amount of, you see the post on Twitter too, we are only going to play with VTubers. It's bullshit, right? So we all get a VTuber model, we get a new VTuber, and then, that's a lot of alleys open for a lot of us. So I just feel like it should be very considered. He's a very good content creator.
I'll say this, we won't rule anything out.
Great.
And Lord Athelstan, if you're watching this, Tectone always praises you behind the scenes, not just on camera. I think he's got a crush on you, honestly.
Well, he's taken. Nanners. Beautiful nanners.
True. Okay, for sure. But no, I mean, I think, when it comes to, again, just going back to the band metaphor, Van Halen is great. 50 Cent is great.
Yep.
50 Cent as a part of Van Halen, it's like, I'm not so sure, right? I'm not sure.
100% agree.
So I think, if we were ever to go down that avenue, it would definitely be how can we start a VTuber group? If we can collaborate together alongside each other, I think that could potentially, present value. But we would want to make sure that group stays as authentic as it can. And just to be completely honest with you, the technical challenges of integrating VTubers into our content, I think we underestimated them in the past.
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised whenever I saw the Fillian show. Like
the way
that she was on that show with WePlay, that was nuts.
Amazing.
Like I was expecting this to be like some copy pasta GIF thing, on the screen. But man, it actually looked really good.
Really good.
Absolutely. And I think if you just slotted one of us in there on stage, it might have broke the immersion a little bit. So definitely, I would love to do more stuff like that with other VTubers for sure.
Yeah, Fillian is also doing insane.
Absolutely.
She is.
Absolutely insane.
Yes, big fan.
Yeah, Fillian, Shy Lily, Lord Aethel, Nanners. Oh man, Nanners is the best. But yeah, just thought I'd throw my name in there because right now I feel like we're in a I'm Nick and then you're Mizkif right now in regards to ExtraEmily.
Yeah, no, I've been very impressed with how well everybody, I feel like everybody's been doing really well, right? I mean, this has been a very good time for us and things are just going well. Not a whole lot of...
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just gotta knock on every piece of wood in this office right now, man.
Yeah, right. And so, but no, I mean, things have been fine and I've been satisfied with it. There's been, you know, obviously there's always going to be ups and downs, but right now I'm pretty happy about how things are. So yeah, especially with like all the talent, everybody I feel like is doing really well. And, you know, bringing Will on is going to unlock so much crazy stuff.
The Will signing is insane.
Absolutely.
Because he is the fucking man.
He's
like
the
best.
Dude, you forget how cool he is until you see him in person. You're
I
like,
never
damn.
forget. He's the coolest, man. Dude,
Yeah.
he was one of my #1 people who I wanted to join OTK for a very long time. It was very magical meeting him from the first day. We met during a Elden Ring sponsor, which was fucking awesome. We were doing that. It was me, him, and Bruce, actually. It was a wild sponsor. And he's just a very magical guy. A
100%.
very magical guy. And then I met him first time in real life, shoved his hand so far up my ass when he slapped me on the ass really hard.
Okay.
Like really hard.
I wasn't sure where that
right.
was going.
Yeah, no, but I'm really glad he's part of the org. It's very cool.
100%. Good times for sure. I think one thing we haven't done a good job of, and I've bonded over Miz with this quite a bit, is whenever things are going well, we never kind of stop to smell the roses.
Yeah.
So this time around, I'm definitely like, you know what, this is a good time. Like, definitely want to appreciate these moments.
I remember thinking that whenever I was watching the Will video, and I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually amazing.
Shout out to Finn, Jay, everyone that worked on it.
I couldn't even believe that. Yeah, it was just, it was so far above what I would have expected at all.
Absolutely.
It's moments like that where you're like, oh, wow, like,
it's actually happening.
it's happening. Yeah, we did that. Like, we did this, and then it even gives you a glimpse into the future of like, wait, we could take this in a completely different direction, or, you know, we could expand it to something that we never thought was possible with like movies. We were talking about right before we went live, like, you know, all of a sudden you put out this essentially like short film, and we're all looking at each other like, should we make a movie? Like, is this something we should do? And, you know, just trying to find ways to unlock those possibilities on the economic side is basically my job.
Yeah. I mean, right now for OTK, I mean, we have a pretty good member for like each slot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like ExtraEmily just chatting, me for Gotcha, Asmongold for pretty much everything, to be honest.
Do games and commentary mainly.
Yeah. And so, like, do you think there's any category that we don't have a member for right now?
I think there's a ton of categories we don't have a member for. The question is there a category we don't have a member for that can organically integrate with, you know, our current approach?
Yep. We don't have an FPS gamer.
Exactly.
You know what we need? Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that.
That would be crazy.
I can only imagine.
Insane.
Oh, my God.
So how would we even have them at events? Like, what would it be? It would have to be like a stand-in or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be fucking, like, just thinking about how to get around that would be very funny.
Yeah.
There's so many cool things we could do for announcement video too. It'd be insane. Yeah. No, things are going well. Super, super happy about it. Starforge, Mythic, or Mad Mushroom. We announced Atomic Picnic recently, which was our first Mad Mushroom signing. A couple more signings, you know, along the way, and some big news coming during the Expo this year. So
When's the Expo?
June 4th.
June 4th.
You nervous?
Yes. Well, no, it's far enough away to where I can just pretend like it's not real right now.
Yep.
I won't get nervous until maybe a week or two before then.
Well, Asm, I got some good news for you.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure you know this, actually. I'm not sure either of you guys know this.
What's
Maybe you
that?
can check Discord. But we actually today just hired Avali May.
We have her as a part of our team now?
She's our executive producer for the Games
shit.
Expo, for the Video Game Awards, some other content we're doing. Yeah, we just hired her.
That's insane.
I know, she's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it takes
Less
some
work for me. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy.
You changed anything this year?
Am I going to change anything?
Yeah.
I don't know. You going to wear a shirt this time?
If I'm invited, yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, to me, I feel like last year and the first year, like, it went really well. Like, the one thing that I think is probably tighten the show up a little bit, make sure that we're showing, you know, like, what we keep the energy of the show the whole time. It's like it's been like a 5-hour show.
Yeah.
Maybe cutting that down a little bit would probably be a good idea. But obviously there's a lot of games we want to show, a lot of things we want to go through. And so, you know, it's hard to know like where exactly to meet in the middle there. And that's what we try to do every year.
I think I helped by not wearing a shirt.
I agree.
Yep, because so
All
many
of
people
the
saw that clip.
criticism was about that one thing.
Yep, but that one thing drew people in. And then, you know, if there was any other issues, well, they didn't know because I was there being a dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I say something about you real quick?
Sure.
Okay. everyone does the Dicktone meme. And maybe you like it, I don't know. And I don't want to ruin your persona if that's what you were going for.
Sure.
But I just want to say again, because I have an opportunity to, Tectone's the nicest guy, man. Like, I don't know, unless, you know, we don't interact too often because I'm busy, you're busy, etc. But yeah, I never understood that, to be honest with you. You are loud. You're very loud.
So,
but yeah, I'm deaf. I'm like part deaf too, so it works.
Oh, are you?
No, but I'm pretty sure I'm not diagnosed, you know, but I can't hear crap. So yeah, I appreciate it.
I really like being a dick on the internet. It's just too fun, man. It's too fun.
Figured as much.
Like, I mean, what am I gonna do? Go live and just like be nice? You know, it's like I don't know. It just doesn't sound fun to me. That's what I like to do. I like going on games, just shit talk people. Like, I've never once been on League of Legends and be like, wow, guys, you did really good. I'm just like, wow, top lane, 2 kills behind. You should fucking, well, I don't want to say that on the video, but it's so much more fun.
Then let me take that back. He's a terrible human being.
Yeah.
He's the worst guy I know.
I didn't think you not wearing the shirt, like, because I grew up with I slept in a bed with 5 dudes before, right?
Yep.
So like, whenever I saw like you just like sitting there with the what do you call it? Like whatever it is,
White
like
beater.
the
Or
white
top.
beater, like tank top. Like, yeah, it's like, I thought it was different. I thought the white beaters were only white, but I have no idea.
No idea.
But anyway, the point is that I didn't even register that as being problematic.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I was like, oh yeah, there's Tectone. He's over there. It's like, yeah, this is not a big deal. Because I guarantee you that probably the guy that was there probably really didn't give a fuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably not. He probably
You know
grew
who
up.
gave a fuck?
Who?
Soda.
Soda did?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, he was not happy with me. He caught me in the airport,
Yeah.
berated me for like 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
why do you always do this?
Why
It's a professional setting, Tectone. Are you kidding me? And that's why I was really glad Soda joined. Because I do think we also need somebody who's like, you know, the mom.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
very much is the mom.
100%.
Yeah.
He's the mom, Nick is the dad.
Yeah. Well, Soda will say things that other people will be like, it's not that big of a deal. And he'll make a big deal out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, you think it doesn't matter, it'll matter to him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you should have seen his react to me playing Dark and Darker.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Was he mad?
He VOD reacted for my whole VOD of Dark and Darker.
Oh my God.
And the amount of hate threats I got because Soda said I was bad at Dark and Darker was insane. But yeah, he's so fucking funny.
I'm starting to see more of those games come out, those Dark and Darker games.
New one just came out, or had
Dungeonborn.
Dungeonborn. I was just talking to them today.
It came out today?
No, it's been out for a while.
Okay.
Actually, and yeah, I think it's, how much have you played of it?
I didn't play any of it.
I haven't either.
We've been talking to them for a while. They reached out to us over a year ago telling us what they were working on. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think that genre is really cool. And I think they've managed to put together something that captures the essence, I think, of what some of their inspirations were while iterating upon it. So yeah, I mean, they went from like 10,000 wish list to like 400,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they announced
that
them
much?
before.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
something crazy.
Wow.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Boys, want to give a special shout out to our friends over at Gamers Up today. They recently launched a new product called Gamer Soups. It's like sups, but it's soup. It's a hilarious joke. Wow. It's just ramen. Great for all gamers. You need a quick and easy snack at home or on the go. They got a variety of delicious flavors to choose from, like chicken, beef, or vegetable. You gotta check them out. Head on over to gamersups.gg to order now and use code OTK for 10% off your purchase. Thank you, GamerSups. Now, if you don't mind me, back to gaming. Damn, that's good. Oh, also, I just got to ask, because I'm sure you've been on Twitter lately. I'm sure you've seen the post. Are we signing Amaranth?
Oh, yeah. Where's that? Well, she'd be buying in. So
Yeah,
it'd be a whole different situation.
Yeah, she wants 10% of OTK.
We're going to have our people talk to her people and figure it out.
Let's just say that check's got to be pretty big, okay? It's got to be pretty big for us to consider it.
10% is insane.
That's a lot.
Like, that's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It is.
Especially for like right now, it's probably the best OTK has ever been in state-wise, I would say. Is that fair to say, or is that not fair to say?
I mean,
Now
I think
it's my
that's up
turn.
to you guys and the viewers.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's up to the audience. Like we follow the whims of the audience, and if people are liking it right now, then things are going good.
Okay. I think that we need to do more casual events that we used to. I think there's a lot of things that we're doing where there's a lot of production value. I think we need to do more shitty events that
You're
take very
totally
minimal.
right. I called them micro events whenever we had meetings about it privately, and I've talked about this explicitly. I wish that I didn't live so far away, because in other cases I'd probably do it. I think that what we really miss out on is playing video games in Discord with 3 people randomly, right?
Yep.
That's the one thing that's really missing, because obvious, and it makes sense that it's missing. And I don't think that there's any sort of like a underlying bad reason. And in fact, I think the reason is good why it's missing. It's because everybody's been really busy. People have been farming their stream. People have been doing really well. But of course, everything has a cost. Everything has an opposite effect. And so because people have been doing so well, being focused so much on this, and like, we've been growing. I mean, like for the ownership, right? We've been working with Mad Mushroom, doing that stuff, and, like figuring out stuff with like Starforge previously, especially, right? Whenever I first started. So like all of that energy is being invested somewhere else. Exactly. And so it's like, yeah, of course it's problematic. It is a good thing, but at the same time, I agree with you. I think that you're right. It would be a lot better if, like, for example, people have been asking me to play like Monster Hunter with you, right?
Yeah.
Or like, I think that you started playing like Grand Blue Fantasy 2.
Yep.
And so like, yeah, something like that would be very casual, very clean, very easy.
You know what we should play?
It's easy. What's that?
Helldiver 2.
Ooh.
Have you seen that shit?
I have not played it, but I'd be down to play it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Have you seen that game, Tips?
I was watching Co playing it today. Yeah.
Holy fuck. It is one of the best gaming experiences I've had in such a long time.
No way.
You've played it?
Oh, I played the fuck out of it.
Really? I see, like, whenever I watch, because I was watching like Sequisha, I watched Shroud play it, and it's like the game looked good, but it wasn't like, oh my God.
It scratches the Left 4 Dead 2 itch for me.
See, I never played that one, so I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. So it's like, it really feels, it does feel like it's meant to be a couch co-op.
Well, what's the game loop for that?
Oh, so it's essentially you drop down. There's a couple of optional objectives you could do, but there is a main objective you have to do.
Well, so it's like Monster Hunter. It's a hunt game, right?
Yeah, it's a hunt game. So generally you land, you
Yeah.
fight bugs. How big are the bugs? Who knows what mission you're doing? Do you have to go in and bomb their home, that way the bug's stopping? Or do you have to fight one massive bug together as a team?
Yeah.
And like these things are hard and you die a lot.
It's extremely punishing.
Yes. And it's also very immersive because they've slowed down a couple things that gamers are like used to doing very quickly, and it doesn't feel bad. It feels very good because it's slowed down. Like, so for example, instead of throwing a grenade, right, or press right on the D-pad to call an orbital airstrike, it's press right trigger to pull out the command panel, and then you press right trigger, and then the command panel comes up, and then you got to input certain key codes in the middle of battle while there's hundreds of bugs coming at you, where it feels like, holy shit, enter passcode, then you get the orbital strike, then you throw it, and then the countdown starts. 8 seconds, so this shit comes down, and it makes it feel so fucking hype.
Yeah.
I don't know what the public thinks about it, but I've been playing a shit ton of it with Aethel Nanners.
People have been extremely positive about Helldivers.
Oh yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
Overall, like, I've heard some people say what I'm saying, and like I told people, like, even whenever I was playing it, I said, yeah, this game didn't really look that appealing to me. Yeah. But I remember that's what I thought about Monster Hunter. I thought Monster Hunter looked like trash. And then I played it, and it was one of the best games I've played in a long time.
Yep.
So I think that could be the dynamic with Helldivers too.
100%. Also, have you played Monster Hunter?
I haven't, but I know you're big on it. Zach was talking about it in a meeting the other day.
Yeah.
I'll get to it. I've got like a list of so many games, man. I haven't really been playing games for like 3 years.
I've been playing Monhun since the PSP era.
Ooh.
Yes.
PSP. Dang.
Yes. I mean, this shit is old. It's one of the best games you'll ever play. The immersion is insane. And the best thing is the monsters that you fight actually fight like monsters. Like, so for example, it's like, okay, so you go and you play a random fighter, you see a dragon, oh, it breathes fire and has a tail swipe. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Feels like every other dragon. But like with for Monster Hunter, every single, so example, they design the monsters first. And then they design the fights around how would this monster actually fight? What are its weak points? Why are those that weak point?
Yeah.
When you fight the monster, also if you injure it in certain areas, then it can't do certain moves. Which is, it's fucking awesome. Like you fight a dragon, you cut off the tail, no more tail swipe. You fight a dragon, you fucking break its teeth, no more fire. It's so cool. And like Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out in 2025, which you're gonna have to play it.
Yeah. That's like, it's like is that a DLC or is that like a whole new game?
It's a whole new game.
Dang. Okay.
Whole new game.
I'll bookmark 2025 Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah. And it's not like a Monster Hunter side game because there's main Monster Hunter games and then there's side Monster Hunter games. The majority of main Monster Hunter games are a lot slower. The side games are generally, they experiment to where like, let's try some crazy shit to see which things the community likes so we can drag it back into the main games. But Monster Hunter is kind of like, Dark Souls fans will love this game.
Oh, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
100%.
I'm ready to go. Dude, so many good games have been coming out, man.
It's nuts. Like, I actually don't have enough time to play video games.
Yep.
So do you want me to dish out some industry knowledge for a second?
I would love that.
So this is crazy. More games released the past 3 years on Steam than every other year combined.
What?
Yes.
That's a fact?
We're
Yes,
hitting
that
a-
is a fact.
A video game singularity.
So last year, yes, we are actually, funny enough. So last year, 15,000 games approximately came out on Steam.
Yeah.
This year, estimates are anywhere between 22 to 29,000 because of all the COVID development that happened and people switching careers.
Holy shit.
100, the top 100 games on Steam make up 91% of the revenue. The prohibitive factor of a game's success is no longer how good it is, but how well it's marketed. You know, this is kind of why we started Mad Mushroom. This is our big thesis is like the saturation is getting to a crazy point where even AAA studios, you're seeing all these layoffs. Why are these layoffs happening?
It was so sad to see the Prince of Persia game, man. Like, it was so sad.
What's the problem?
Because it only sold apparently like 300,000 copies. And I mean, the truth is that the market sees a Metroidvania game and they think this is an old game. It's not worth $60.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, as somebody who bought Castlevania and Metroid for $50 and $60 back in the 90s, or at least my mom did, I had no problem buying this game, right? And also I'm a streamer. It's a big advantage too.
Yeah.
And the game was great, but people see that and it's like everybody always says, oh, we want smaller scale, simpler games, but then they come out and people just like, it just doesn't catch on. And I felt so bad about the Prince of Persia game because like that's an example. Like that's a Ubisoft game. Ubisoft is this AAA studio. And I know people hate on Ubisoft, but this game was actually, a fundamentally good game.
If that game came out 5 years ago, right now it'd be like hailed as one of the best games of the year, would have won awards, millions of copies sold. The problem is there's just too much coming out. And there's a reason for that. The big reason is game development is becoming democratized. Where like anybody, literally kids, can make games now.
Yeah.
There's people that have had virtually no experience playing games. I think similar to one or two of the Pal World devs, virtually no experience making games before. Now, in just a few years' time, are able to match or exceed the quality of like developers that have been in the space for like 20 years. So that in combination with just the booming indie market, improved ways for indies to distribute their games to like Steam and stuff like that, everything's changing. So yeah, game development is like going through a massive transition. AAA is suffering because it used to be if you were a AAA publisher, you know, you stocked your game in Walmart or Target or wherever it was, GameStop, and you know you could sell a certain amount of copies because you controlled the distribution, or at least you had inroads with the physical distribution.
Of course.
Nowadays, AAA is playing pretty much on the same leveling field as everyone else. They've got more marketing channels. In some cases, they got more relationships with press and stuff like that. They perhaps have more optimized influencer marketing campaigns. But ultimately, like there's a ton of big AAA games that have released that weren't like huge IP that just tanked. Yeah. And that's why it's one of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of these layoffs.
And I think one of the big reasons why games don't do well is because they suck. That's the reason. I'm not going to go and name names or anything, but if you look at Starfield, that game had a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah, it sucked.
It did. It sucked. And it's like, really, well, why isn't this working? Because like back in the day, Starfield would have probably been viewed as a relatively good game because you didn't have the same level of criticism, you didn't have the same level of analysis, and you also didn't have the same level of play. Like, and also people weren't as engaged as they used to be.
Yeah.
So it's like Starfield was the game that came out. And also because there are so many other games that came out, like, yeah, Starfield is good, but there's also No Man's Sky. And then there's also like 5 of these other games that are similar to this in another way.
Yeah.
Or other games that are totally different, like Baldur's Gate 3. So it's like, why is somebody going to go and sit down and play that whenever
Did you beat that?
What?
Did you beat Baldur's Gate 3?
No, I only played the demo in 2021.
Okay.
I've not even played the actual game.
I have also not beaten anything past chapter 1, which really sucks. I know how good it is, but I saw Co Carnage's review, whose opinion is just like
He's the guy.
He is the guy. And he said that part 3 was about a 7 out of 10 when compared to part 1.
Well, they've updated, whenever he made, I know the video you're talking about,
100%.
they've updated and improved part 3 from what I've heard, like just reading like their updates and their patch notes and everything. So it seems like that's something that's kind of being improved a lot more.
Fuck yeah.
And also like I feel like that's a really good insight because whenever, like Co-Carnage had that opinion, but I think that most people probably never got past Act 1.
Yep.
So like from their perspective, this was the greatest thing they've ever seen because they never see any other of the end game content, which is like what's really sad for me is like I see a game like Armored Core 6 and it's like Armored Core 6, it just gets better and better and better. And it's like at the end of it, it's just fucking insane. But it's like you don't really even get to that point because well, you know, like most people just don't really finish games. It's sad.
It does really suck because I'm having that issue too. Like there's been so many games that I really enjoyed, but then I just didn't have the time to finish them.
Yeah.
Really fucking sucks. Like I played Abyss School recently. That game was dope. Poppy's Playtime Chapter 3. I don't have the attention span to finish games. It's a really bad habit. I'm actually thinking about just doing another subathon or follow-a-thon because I don't really feel like doing another subathon to be honest. But I just need an excuse to finish the games that I've started. But it's so fucking hard.
100%. Especially if you do it as a career and like you've got so many things to consider. But no, I'm with you, dude. There's just so many games. And like the beauty about a lot of great games, like the best games, they're timeless. So like it's almost like the human cultural capacity of games is like filling up and it's like limited because you can play like Brotato 10 years from now. I'm obsessed with this game. I'm sorry. You can play Brotato.
What is Brotato? I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of it? Okay.
I need to play this, man. You just keep talking about it.
So I've got like 70, 80 hours in this game. It's like a $3 game on Steam.
Okay.
You play Vampire Survivors, obviously.
Absolutely. Love that game.
So it's basically Vampire Survivors, but like an added layer or two of depth. If you think about it that way. So like,
is this like Super Meat Boy meets Vampire Survivors? Or no? It looks like Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, kind of. You're in a single room. You're in like a single static room. And there's just constant waves that come out. And then after the end of each wave, it goes to like a buy menu and like you buy different items and upgrades and stuff like that.
This looks good.
It's so good. It is like, it's funny, Blobfish, the publisher, I messaged them on Twitter, the cringiest message where I was just like, dude, I love you guys. And like that's or something like that. But yeah, no, like there's games like this that are going to be good 10 years from now. Dark Souls is a great example. That game is going to be good forever.
If they bring out Elden Ring 10 years from now, it will still be Elden Ring.
Exactly.
If they bring out Elden Ring 10 years ago, it will still be Elden Ring.
Exactly.
Same with Baldur's Gate 3. Same with Armored Core 6. Same with, I would say, Blasphemous 2, especially.
It's that good.
The gameplay is the best that I've played. To be fair, Tips, you've suggested a lot of times I play Hollow Knight. Right?
Oh, Hollow Knight.
You haven't played yet?
I have not beaten Hollow Knight.
You'll love it. It's so
Really?
fucking good.
Yeah, like I tried to play it 2 times. I couldn't do it.
Definitely an off-stream game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I've done like, so I'm doing the Prince of Persia game off stream, and I'm also playing a lot of like Grand Blue Fantasy off stream. And playing a game off stream is a totally different vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially something like Hollow Knight, like super immersive Metroidvania. Like there's so much hidden lore in that game that's just like totally mind-blowing that like you really have to digest it off stream, I think.
I think Hollow Knight would be an on-game stream. It's the way I played it, which is we just have a map of where to go. Because I'll be real, most people spend more time trying to figure out where to go than actually playing the fucking game.
That's why I stopped playing it. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so fucking hard to navigate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that to me makes it miserable. Like people like, I did the same for Elden Ring, where people were like, dude, why are you looking up where to go? It's just like, I just don't want to walk around aimlessly. I don't like that in games. I'm starting to hate open world games because that's kind of just how it is for me. It's like, I just want to be put on a train tracks. I want to do the content the way it's supposed to be done. I genuinely do not give a fuck about exploring.
Did you beat Armored Core 6?
No.
I don't want to hear about this shit.
Oh, okay. Armored Core 6 was very good.
Yeah.
It was very, fucking amazing game. I don't know why I stopped. I beat the really hard boss, the one who floats in the air, and then he rockets everything, and then you got to fly through the cracks.
Oh, so you mean the first boss?
Is he the first boss?
Yeah.
The first real boss, I assume?
Balteus.
That's probably him.
Yeah.
Because I got to the point because the chat was hyping up this one boss fight that you couldn't beat. It took you like 8 hours.
Sea Spider.
Yeah, I think I crushed that. Then I was like, okay. I mean, how much more of the game was there after that?
You were about 40% done.
Wait, no. I remember what made me quit the game. Okay, I remember now. Okay, it wasn't I got busy. I legit quit the fucking game. There was this one fight where you have to survive wave after wave after wave of enemies.
Oh, I remember. I did that one my first try.
Yep, I didn't.
Yeah.
It's 100% a mech issue. I did not feel like changing it to be a different mech. I just don't fucking care. I did not give a fuck. I did like 4 times, and that it's such a miserable mission because you have to hear the same dialogue, fight the same fucking enemies, and I'm just like, nah, you know what? I'm fucking good. I rage quit so hard that game.
I hope that we see more games like Armored Core 6 come out.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, I hope we get games that are just like a slice of gameplay that is just S tier. And that's it. Like the story games, like, you know, I played the Coffin of Andy and Laylee. Those are nice. Those are cute. I love those, right? They're great. But I'm mainly a gameplay Andy. I love gameplay. I love, like, you know, and Blasphemous 2, like, it is, oh my God, it is so good.
Yeah.
Is it hard to navigate?
A little bit, but not really. I mean, like, it's not even nearly as hard. And, like, you know, go back to the Prince of Persia game. You know that problem? You can literally take in-game screenshots in Prince of Persia that will show you the location of different things that you might have missed, so you don't have to like write them down or something like that or use a website. Like it was so innovative. I was so happy to see that.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And I just want to see more games like that come out. But like Tips, you're right. I mean, like the games that come out, some of them, like, yeah, they don't get the publishing. They don't get any attention on them. Like Among Us is a good example of this, right? Until Soda blew that game up. And then besides that, I mean, there's plenty other ones that just never really go anywhere. Like Halls of Torment was like that. I remember because I watched Sequisha play Halls of Torment, and I was like, this game is fucking awesome. This is insanely cool. And I went and I played it, and then like the player base went up to like, you know, 20,000 people for a while. Like a lot of people discovered this game, and that was amazing. And it's also like, you know, games don't get like that kind of, they don't get that attention that they sometimes deserve. But I think also with like these big AAA games, especially these like major studio games, the gameplay is just really not that good.
Yeah. And like it can be explained, by the way, and for like through macro industry trends. So one of the ways games get financed, and there's actually a huge gap of understanding, I think, so I can talk about this for a little bit. So one of the ways games get financed is just like any other business model, you have to present a business case, whether you're pitching to a venture capital firm that's going to finance your game, private equity, or you're pitching to a publisher. You have to present a case that this game is going to make tens of billions, whatever, of dollars. And there's a concept when it comes to investment called TAM, T-A-M, total addressable market. If you cannot show that your game has a massive total addressable market to an investor who might not be super sophisticated in games content, or to a publisher who it's just some pencil pusher at the top that, like, you know, decides or whatever, then you're not going to get financed. So the reason why a lot of games suck nowadays, or they feel super rudimentary, or the tutorials feel like they take forever or whatever, is because they are designed from the ground up. They do not receive financing unless they can appeal to everyone. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of AAA games have gotten so much worse, because the mechanisms that determine their financing are very much anti-hardcore. They're outdated, and they're anti-hardcore / semi-hardcore gamer, which was what we probably be categorized as. But on the flip side, it's one of the reasons why you see so many successful indie breakouts, because indie studios that can make games for much cheaper don't need to abide by the same investment restrictions, and they can make brilliant games like, you know, Brotato and Pal World and whatever it is. Right?
Brotato.
Yeah.
Are you sponsored?
No, I wish, honestly.
That is something that I wanted to ask, and I would feel horrible if I lost my opportunity to ask this. So you were a content creator for how long?
I was a content creator for about a little over 2.5 years.
And you've stepped down pretty much entirely to be, God, it's hard to say what you don't do, essentially the big boss. Okay. Did that suck, or were you excited to take a step back from being a content creator?
So, very good question. I had gotten to the point, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about mental state and stuff like that. I had gotten to the point with content creation. I actually vividly remember this. It was the launch of Classic WoW. So I guess some context, I got into content creation at the end of 2017 after Classic WoW got announced. And I was super excited because this was like the game that I had played for so long, and I was finally coming back. It had been years, and, you know, so many people have been asking for it. Petitions were signed. Content creators used to like make videos.
It was a whole cultural movement.
It was a whole movement. And I got into content creation because I'm, okay, this is the time for me to pursue my passion. It's a sign. I've always wanted to make content, but I never had the opportunity. And then I started doing it. And then Classic WoW launched, I believe, in August of 2019. And I remember being so freaking miserable during the launch.
Damn.
And it was because, the stress of streaming and doing content. And we were playing 40-hour sessions, sleeping for 6 hours, 46, whatever. And at the end of that 2 to 3 week sprint, I vividly remember being in an office and just being like, what the hell am I doing? This is the thing that I just waited so many years for. My entire existence centered around this game and just this passion. And I freaking hate it now.
Yep.
And so, but I love doing the tournaments. I love putting on big events. I love putting on big content. I love talking to sponsors. I love talking to the industry on the brand side. And so by the time we got to starting OTK, for me, there was very much a desire to branch off from content creation and get into something that was also, more interesting, intellectually stimulating, and also future-proof. So at the end of the day, I've got a family, right? Hey, honey, we can't, go visit family this month because I didn't get viewership's down, right? It's January, ad rate's low. Sorry, honey.
Got delayed.
Yeah. So that kind of lack of consistency and forecastability, honestly, is what made me want to go behind the scenes. Then again, a startup isn't exactly the best place for stability, but I knew we'd find a way, and we did.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's essentially what I want to do in maybe 5-6 years. I think I'll be doing this probably for the next 10 years or so, which when I say that out loud kind of freaks me the hell out. But every single time I think my channel is going to die, it just does the exact opposite.
You guys, you're killing it. And you two in particular, you guys are talkers, which is great. Because what is a talker? It's somebody that puts their ideas and opinions out there. And naturally, you put your ideas out there, it echoes back to you in the form of an audience. So you will naturally attract people to watch you for years and years to come. Whereas a gameplay streamer, their form of entertainment is usually their skill or whatever it is.
It's really scary.
It's really scary.
Because if you have a bad game, if you have a bad day, the more you lose, the lower the viewership gets. Unless you're somebody like Doc.
Yeah.
Because Doc can do both.
Exactly.
No disrespect. There's a big difference between a Dr. Disrespect stream and a Shroud stream, right? Because if Shroud were to go, I love Shroud. I'm just saying, if Shroud were to go live and just lose for 8 hours straight, it would not be good.
Well, what he's saying, you're saying that people watch Shroud because he's good. People watch Doc because he's funny.
Exactly.
Yes. Right?
Exactly,
And Doc is good and Shroud is funny, but people watch Doc for being funny 100%. And people watch Shroud for being good.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
And as a gameplay streamer, it's always sad for me to see people that are attached to one game. And I'm just talking about World of Warcraft. We all know this.
Yeah.
And and their stream is just kind of not going anywhere. Their career isn't going anywhere. They're not doing anything. And I feel really bad for them because in a lot of cases, these are talented, skilled content creators, people that are funny, interesting, etc. And they're just not going anywhere. They're not doing anything. It's I would have felt that same way about S-Fan if S-Fan never moved out of Classic WoW.
It's the same way I feel about a lot of the Genshin Impact streamers.
Yeah.
They are just sitting there, withering away slowly, doing the same thing before that would give them millions of views, and now they're only getting tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands. And a lot of them generally just need to move on or at least do Genshin plus other stuff.
If I have one piece of advice for content creators, especially gameplay creators, take every freaking sponsorship you can.
1,000,000%.
Take them all because you never know when Father Time's going to knock on the door and tell you, hey, sorry, the audience isn't there anymore. Just lap it up while you can and hope, save for a rainy day and hopefully you find another path. But if you don't, at least you've saved up.
Absolutely. How much do you think a content creator, if you were to give us a number, what do you think is a good number to have saved for, let's say, a content creator who just turned 30?
To have saved?
Yes.
I would expand this.
If their future was fucked and they were so stupid.
How old are you, Tectone?
30. So I'm just wondering, how much money you think they need to be saved up so that way in case their channel dies, then they're fine. They'll be okay. If you would have a raw number.
Okay. Yep. I want to... Do you want me to just give you a number or do you want me to answer in a really long, ranty way?
Long, ranty way.
Okay. So I would say this. Every year you are making content, imagine that is 2 or 3 years where you would otherwise have had employment elsewhere. Like
Yes.
this is how you should register in your mind. So if you've made content for 3 years and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the faucet's turned off and you can't make money anymore, and you go back to you try to go back to a job, that's more of like being 6 years out of work. That's how you should process it in your own mind. The reason why I suggest you do that is because it puts a sense of urgency behind you to hopefully, work harder and try to find your way. Because one of the difficult parts about getting into content, it's not failing. It's like being in the middle of like success and failure.
Absolutely.
Where you're like at 500 viewers or 300 viewers, you're just like, I'm so close to having my big breakthrough. And then a year goes by, 2 years, 3 years, and all of a sudden you're like down to like 98 viewers and you never really break through. It's a very dangerous position to be in.
Really scary.
Very scary. And the market nowadays is so competitive. So I would say, to answer your question, if you are a creator that has been making content for 3 years and you haven't had your breakthrough yet, personally, I would recommend looking to leverage your skills and your connections and your understanding of content into a more, a more formal creator-based career. Like not as a creator, but an influencer marketing manager or, helping, a social media strategy, et cetera. And then if you're 30 years old and you've been making content for a while, how much money should you have saved up? Assuming you've been out of the workforce for probably 6+ years.
Yep.
Hopefully you got a couple $100,000 in a 401k, maybe. And we're talking about the US, obviously, Austin market rates, et cetera. Europeans might be like, oh my God, that's crazy. But in general, I hope you have at least a couple $100,000 in a 401k kind of accruing. And
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll be fine though. Don't worry about it.
Okay, great. Cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say a lot more. I think the number that people need, this is going to sound crazy. This might just sound straight up stupid. I think $1 million is no longer fucking anything.
True.
Because before you had $1 million, took care of yourself, took care of your wife, took care of your 3 kids, and then your kids' kids. You could fill a whole legacy with that amount of money. But these days, I think the new number that people need to strive to get is 5 million.
So I would have agreed with you about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And the reason why I changed my mind is there is such a demand, like for example, influencer marketing, social media management, et cetera. There's such a demand for these types of careers now.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the best candidate to fill those career jobs are creators, ex-creators, former creators.
Yeah.
So in the past, the way I looked at it is, if you're a content creator, you're essentially putting your life on hold.
100%.
And none of the skills that you are acquiring are transferable to any other formal career.
You're saying that's different now.
Well, yeah.
I disagree now.
Look like Shaq. I mean, Shaq doesn't play basketball anymore, but he's on ESPN talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's tons of people like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and in the past, my perspective was very warped. And it was like, dude, somebody's streaming all day. They're just playing video games. They're not acquiring any tangible skill that they can apply elsewhere.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, frankly, after being an OTK and recruiting people for these positions, I found that people that have a content background just tend to understand social media more. They understand.
Yeah.
They've made connections, right? If you want to bring on an influencer marketing manager and you hire somebody that knows like 300 influencers, chances are they're going to do a better job than somebody who went to college for whatever marketing and is trying to exactly like.
Okay, that's because the opinion that you used to have is my current opinion.
I think it should change.
So that perspective, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That makes me feel much better, Tips.
You should. I get Tectone. If you wanted to retire tomorrow and said, Tips, I'm looking for a job as a social media manager, I'd hire you at OTK right away.
That'd be insane. Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Good. Because it is scary. And I think a lot of creators do need to hear that.
Yeah.
Because my whole perspective was, I need to make enough money to retire from now until I die, because there is no fucking way I can go back to working a normal job. I just could not do it. It is, I find what people do, like for example, fast food workers, that is the hardest shit ever.
Yeah.
And I think they're very underappreciated for what they do, because you are literally, at that point, you're monetizing your mental state, because they treat you like shit.
There's nothing that is more demanding. Yes, streaming can be taxing mentally.
Yep.
But physically demanding, it's not even a question. Working at a fast food in a kitchen. I mean, look at Gordon Ramsay. Look how many wrinkles he has.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, fuck.
Yep.
It's that simple.
100%.
It's just so hard. Going somewhere where you're not respected, doing shit that's just incredibly mindless. It's not going to challenge you. And you're going to be told that you are a fucking idiot the whole time that you do it. And even outside the work, no one is going to respect you.
No, 100%.
And it is so hard. So fucking hard. So, I mean, shit, I'm hoping to make at least $1 million and just be cruising for a little bit. So
Genshin Impact needs some sponsors, man.
yeah,
Come on,
true. I can't remember the last time I played Genshin Impact. I actually cannot remember. Wait, no, I played for 2 days, 13 weeks ago, and then before then,
13 weeks ago.
Yeah, that
Very
was
precise.
that was the release of Fontaine.
Okay, yeah.
And then before then, it was 7 months before that. OTK is 1,000,000% the reason why I quit Genshin Impact. 100%.
Nice.
Oh my God. Dude, yeah, thank you. Thank you, by the way. Oh my God, that was so bad. When I was known as the Genshin guy, that was fucking miserable. Oh, that was so fucking, it was humiliating. It was
I'm glad after
humiliating.
putting you in debt, we were able to present some value
Yeah,
to you.
guys. Yeah, I worded that really bad.
This shit was funny.
I thought it was fucking funny too. Dude, I got a hate thread for that. And then I got another hate thread.
That was me on my ult.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck this
I
guy.
believe it. I got another one for breaking Ms. Kiff's piece of shit couch.
Oh,
I
really?
saw that.
How
Yeah.
do you break a couch?
Well, Emmy told me to put up the sign. And she told me to put up the sign by getting on the couch and hanging up the sign.
Well, how can you break it? Does it not work? Can you not sit on it?
No, you 100% sit on it. But I
Then
broke
it's
8.
not broken.
Tell that to LSF.
It's not. What do you mean it's broken? Like if you could sit on a couch, it's not broken.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make.
Yep.
That'll hopefully make you feel better.
I'm ready.
I have sat on that same couch.
Yep.
And I sat on it once and I heard the splintering just by sitting on it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not a couch in like a formal sense. It's literally like it's this little like sectional thing that like it's made out of maybe a couple pieces of plywood. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But it is very, very light duty. And I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
Because I've potentially cracked it once or twice.
No, I have also cracked it before then as well.
Yeah.
It is a piece of shit couch.
Yeah.
But people just be getting angry over anything, man. Also, side note to these gamer soups that are coming out soon. They give you forks
That's awesome.
inside the thing. I've never seen another ramen company do that. That is really cool. Is ramen the word or is that a brand?
I think it's
I
a
don't know.
type of. It's a type.
Okay.
It's not a brand.
Yeah, because I know for like shit like Advil. Advil's like ibuprofen and acetaminophen or one of those two.
Well, yeah. Like Band-Aids
Yeah.
are like not adhesive bandages. They are Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, we're going to read this thing or what?
Oh, yeah, we should. So we've got a 5-star review from JohnBo117, probably a Halo fan. Kept me from going insane. I drove from South Carolina to Massachusetts, which is about 17 hours in total. Thank you, Steak and Eggs, for keeping me company the whole time.
Holy shit.
I'm glad that he told me 17 hours because I have no idea where those two places are.
Dude, that's insane. Because that's what I do with other podcasts.
Really?
And then people do that. That's nuts. That is so cool. That's a very full circle moment. I love that shit so much.
I listen to you guys all the time.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. What's Emmy's hottest take you've ever heard?
I'm going to be honest. I've watched about like 35 episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Emmy's maybe said 1 or 2 things the whole time. It's like, yeah, no, honestly, nothing's coming to mind right now.
Yeah. I wonder do you have any hot take that Emmy's had?
I don't. I'd have to really think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know that's something that I, like, sometimes I will say the crazy thing and she'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, that's about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, actually, speaking of that, for the first time ever, Steak and Eggs is coming to you live and unfiltered. Make sure to tune in February 22nd. That is 10 days from now. Yeah, it's 10 days from now. And it's going to be on Immer's channel. What time? We're not necessarily sure yet. It'll probably be around the middle of the afternoon. And we will be actually doing an episode live for
And
the
that's
first
10
time.
days as of recording, but by the time this goes live, it'll
that's a
most
good
likely
point.
be about 8 days.
Right, yeah. And so, yeah, anyway, guys, did you have fun on the show?
That was great.
It was
Yeah?
awesome.
Yeah. I want to talk about more stuff.
Well,
can do
maybe we
Patreon.
will in the
Yeah.
Patreon that you guys
Oh.
can go subscribe to if you want to have any more of the Steak and Eggs goodness.
Yeah, there it is. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. We very much appreciate it. Also, thank you, Tips, for coming
Thank
on,
you.
taking
Thanks for
time
having me
out of
on.
your 100-hour work weeks to be
Insane.
part of our bullshit show. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Then you turn and you look at me. There's a little glimmer that I can see. A sparkle in your eyes. It makes me realize fight my way.
So for each member of OTK, I'm gonna ask you another pretty hard-hitting question here. What is something you think they should either do more of or do less of?
Starting with Zach.
Sure.
On a personal level, I don't even think something that's you need to do. I would love to do it for you is clean your house. That's what I would love.
Yeah. Just what do you think about me, Tips?
Honestly, and I just want to caveat this because I just feel like a giant dick for even just saying anything right now.
No, fuck no.
No, I am in no position to be telling somebody what to do or what they should work
it's just
on.
because I'm asking.
Okay, for sure. For the hypothetical, I think honestly, Techie, you giving more takes and giving more opinions could do really well.
Yeah.
But I also think that it would potentially stir up a lot of controversy. So I don't know if that's something you want to go down the route.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I think you being you, from a business standpoint, will probably be good for you. But then again, you know, some of your takes, actually, I don't know. You know what? Forget I just said that.
Well, so this is
don't
my
be you,
opinion.
Techie. Don't be you at all.